Hey everybody, thanks for joining me as we look ahead to the weekend. Racing on Saturday in Cape Town is at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. 10 races on the card. First race gets underway at 12:05. Weather-wise, it's been sunny, it's been warm, but it's also been windy. We need this Cape Doctor to go and lie down so that we can look forward to a good afternoon's racing at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, where the first race on the card is a maiden juvenile plate to be run over 1,000 metres, and 9 runners are carded to run in the opener. Now, 8 of the 9 runners are first-timers, and if we look at the horse that has had a run, that's number 3, Between the Lions. That was a moderate debut behind subsequent winner Wild Green. This horse really has to improve in leaps and bounds if it is going to trouble the judge. What I did was to go and check on hollywoodbets.net if betting was available, and yes, there is betting available ahead of the weekend, and they've got number 1, Get Up and Go, priced up as favourite at 1.82. Number 2, Follow Your Heart, is at 2.27. And there's already been money for Richard Foury's Mount. He rides for Peter Muscat. Number 7, Spacebound, from 4-1 into 3.57. The betting is normally a good guide. Let's see once the betting settles whether there's going to be money for any of the first-timers. As this is not one of the races that forms part of the exotics, I normally watch them in the pre-race parade, watch them go down to the start before I will even attempt to make an informed decision. Moving on to the second race on the card, it's a maiden juvenile plate over 1,200. Here we have 10 runners carded, and we've got a first-timer, number 6, Dream World, top of the boards at 2.27. Number 8, Indigenous, from 3-1 is into 2.5. Indigenous number 8 is in fact my first choice selection in this race. Justin Snaith and Richard Foury, they team up with the brother of Desert Miracle, and we all know how good Desert Miracle was. I thought that was a promising debut, despite being slow and green on debut. With the benefit of that run under the belt, that would have certainly brought him on, and I do think he will enjoy the step-up in trip, and to me, with natural improvement to come, will be the one they have to beat. For second, I'm going with 1, Good For You. For third, I'm going with number 2, Churchillian. Should also improve on after that moderate debut. And for fourth, I'm going with number 6, Dream World. So 8, 1, 2, and 6 are the numbers I'm going with in race number 2. Race 3 on the card is an open maiden for fillies over 1,200 metres, where we have 10 runners carded to contest the opening leg of the place accumulator. The betting suggests it's a boat race between number 5, Lhasa, and number 8, Cape Captain. Lhasa opened even money, is now 1.25. Cape Captain opened 1.82, a shortened 1.67. I'm going with 5, Lhasa, from the Candace Bass Robinson yard, Alder de May on board, and I do think that combination can feature prominently throughout the course of the card because they do have some really nice horses stepping out on the day. Now, Lhasa has been getting closer with each and every start. Just got pipped last time out when challenging strongly. That was over the course and distance. I do think that Lhasa is still on the up, and she, to me, is the filly they have to beat. For second, I'm going with number 8, Cape Captain, who showed very good improvement in the last 2 outings. For third, I'm going with number 7, Alicia Asheville. And for fourth, I'm going with 1, Stu's Girl. 5, 8, 7, 1, the numbers race 3. We move on to race 4 on the card, which is an open maiden fillies and mares to be run over 1,600 metres. And here we have a field of 10 runners who will contest the fourth race. It's the opening leg of the Pick 6. And here it does look like a race in 2 between number 5, Bright Gold, and number 8, We Have a Situation. Now, 5, Bright Gold from 1.25 is now available at 1.43, and 8, We Have a Situation, open 1.82, is now down 1.67. I am going for 8, We Have a Situation. Now, I went for We Have a Situation last time out when the blinkers was fitted, and I do think that this horse is going to redeem herself on Saturday. She's been a model of consistency despite having the tendency of being slow away. The horse that finished just ahead of her last time out in second was a horse called Cosmic Rhythm. Now that horse has subsequently come out and won. Now, she does get the services of Richard Foury. I do think a jockey strike If she is sitting in the right position, turning foam, and not left with too much to do, she's got a devastating turn of foot. She'll be mowing them down, and she definitely will be doing her best work in the run to the wire. So I'm going with 8, We Have a Situation to Win It, ahead of 5, Bright Gold. If she can settle, she definitely will be involved in the shake-up. For third, I'm going with number 3, Sweet Summer Love, and fourth, number 2, Blind Faith. 8, 5, 3, 2, the numbers in race number 4. Race 5 is a maiden plate for 3-year-olds over 1400. Here we have 13 runners carded to contest race 5, the first leg of the first jackpot. Now, they're bidding 1.1 about number 4, Victor Hugo, 6 to 1 bar. 4 Victor Hugo, incidentally, is my first choice selection. This one from the stable of Lucinda Woodruff. Chad Little on board, was slow, moved up, took the lead 150 metres out, was travelling like a winner, and then got run out of it, literally in the shadow of the post by It's My Turn. Victor Hugo now gets the blinkers fitted, and I do think that will definitely sharpen him up, and Victor Hugo to me is the horse they all have to beat. I'm going for Victor Hugo ahead of 1, Konnichiwa. For third, I'm going with number 7, Smart Horse, who showed improvement from first to second, and I think further improvement will come. And for fourth, I'm going with number 5, Moment of Truth. 4175, the numbers in race number 5. Looking at the 6th race, it's a Class C, over 1400 metres, and here we have 10 runners carded to run in race 6. I thought this was one of the more tricky races on the card, and in fact there are a couple you can make a case for. I'm in fact siding here with number 4, Secret Passage. Now, this horse won a last start well over 1200 metres. The horse that finished second was a horse called Happy Wives, who has subsequently come out and franked that form line. Yes, Secret Passage does take on stronger, but I do think there's scope for further improvement to come, and I do think should once again be competitive. So I'm going with 4, Secret Passage, as my first choice selection, currently priced up 3.33 on Hollywoodbets.net. For second, I'm going with number 1, Give That Man a Bells. From pole position, will have the run of the race and can finish in the money. For third, I'm going with number 7, Unicorn Alert. And for fourth, I'm going with number 5, Across the Bow. 4175, the numbers in race number 6. We move on to race 7, which is an A Stakes to be run over 2,000 metres. And here we have 9 runners to contest race 7. Number 1, Holding Thumbs, from 1.82 is 2.27, while 2 Without Question from 5 into 4. Without Question, I do think, is a nice each-way selection in this race. However, the form book does suggest that 1 Holding Thumbs is the one to beat. Has got solid form. He found one just a little bit too good for him in King Pelez the last time that he ran. The horse that finished just behind him in third was a horse called Mucho Dinero, who subsequently come out and won. And I do think with Sean Veal back on board, he should definitely be competitive. So 1 Holding Thumbs, ahead of 2 Without Question, who placed in both course and distance attempts that he's had thus far. And Richard Free back on board, definitely cannot be ignored. For third, I'm going with number 8, Blackberry Malt. And fourth, number 6, Baratheon, who ran in the Met last time out. And I do think with Louis Nkotwa on board, can be competitive here. So 1, 2, 8, 6, the numbers in race number 7. Race 8 on the card is a Class 4 for fillies and mares to be run over 1,200 metres and a field of 8 runners to contest this race. And as I was going through it, once I got to number 8, December Dawn, I was sold. And I made a point of looking at the betting. This one opened at even money, is already trading at 0.91 on Hollywoodbets.net. Alda de Meyer, Candace Bass Robinson, they team up. Now, this horse reeled off a hat-trick of wins last time out. She really is eye-catching in the manner in which she finishes off her races. I do think that she's a filly that's still on the up, and I do make her a horse that's hard to beat. So 8 December Dawn gets the positive verdict to win the 8th race on the card, ahead of 7 Hear My Voice, who's back against the girls. For third, I'm going with number 3, She's Got Class. She takes on stronger, but I do think she's up to the task at hand to run into the money. And for fourth, I'm going with number 6. So 8, 7, 3, 6, the numbers in race number 8. That takes us on to the penultimate race on the programme, and that's race 9, a Class 5 over 1200, where we have 9 runners who will contest this 9th race on the card. And here my eye immediately fell on number 9, Trippy Silk. In fact, Trippy Silk is favoured currently at 2.5 to 1. This horse certainly showed signs of a form return last time out when taking the lead, 250 out, just before getting caught late in the run to the wire. The horse that finished 4th that day was a horse called King Viserys, who has subsequently come out and won. Now, despite the big mass of 62.5 kilos that this horse has to shoulder, I do think that this horse is going to be very competitive, especially with Elder De Meyer back on board, and Trippy Silk gets the nod to win it, ahead of 4, Lover's Lane. For third, I'm going with 7, Augusta Blue, who drops back in class, and on that penultimate run must have a chance. And for fourth, I'm going with number 8, Champagne Mac. So 9, 4, 5 and 8 are the numbers in race number 9. That takes us on to the 10th and last race on the card. The 10th race on the programme runs at 17:20. It's a Class 4 over 1100 with 9 runners to contest the final event on the programme. And here we find the shortest price favourite on the day, number 9, Empire State. From 0.63 has shortened to 0.56 on Hollywoodbets.net. That last few runs has really been good of Empire State. He jumped inward last time out, but he did finish off his race very, very well. This horse has got solid recent form, and despite carrying 63 kilograms here, definitely does look like the standout in the final event and the one to beat. So 9, Empire State to win it, ahead of 4, Counterattack, who's definitely better than that poor last run over 1200 last time out. For third, I'm going with 5, Night Tiger, and for fourth, I'm going with 8, African Pride, who should strip fitter second run after a race. 9, 4, 5, 8 the numbers in race number 10. And that takes care of our race meeting at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday. This, of course, is the meeting just ahead of the Seafood and Wine Festival that features the Cape Derby that runs on Saturday, the 22nd of Feb. More about that and all the other feature races on the card when we preview that meeting next week this time. Trust you'll have an enjoyable and profitable weekend's racing. From me, Rouvaun. Till next time, you take care. Cheers for now.